Hey guys, what is up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review, where today I'm absolutely buzzing, man. We're taking a look at this brand new Marvel Legends Moon Knight figure. Yeah, I am ecstatic for this. When I was watching the Moon Knight show, I was just wishing that Hasbro were going to announce a Moon Knight TV show Marvel Legends figure, and lo and behold they did. Unfortunately, it was just a pre-order for months down the line, and thankfully this thing has finally arrived, and I can't wait to take a closer look at him. I loved the Moon Knight show, I loved Oscar Isaac in that performance, I loved the look of Moon Knight, and then the product images for this piece just looked unreal, so I cannot wait to take this thing out of box. So let's not wait any longer. Let me know, guys, down in the comment section below what you thought of the Moon Knight show, what you think of this Moon Knight figure. While you're down there, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And let's not wait any longer, let's take a closer look at Moon Knight. So here we have Moon Knight in box, and this might be Marvel Legends history right here, because I think this is the last wave where we're getting the window packaging. Crazy stuff. I might actually keep this box for that sake. Is that super sad? Probably. We get Build-A-Figure Ultron up here, Moon Knight symbol, which is pretty clean, I like that. Marvel Legends, we get Moon Knight in the box. We can actually see the figure, right? I mean, to compare, here is the Japanese Spider-Man box. So here we have the old and we have the new. Of course, I much prefer the window packaging. I think everyone does. You can actually see the figure, better for display. You can check out the quality control issues. This just isn't really cutting it, you know, when you compare them. But, you know, as much as I like the old window packaging, I also like living on a world that is not heading towards impending doom with global warming and such. So, you know, if we can use reusable, recyclable materials, then I'm gonna go for it, you know. Small price to pay. I definitely don't think there's any correlation between the packaging and the quality control issues. Hasbro just wouldn't want that for the brand. It just seems to be a lot more quality control issues being highlighted with the figures coming in this packaging, and that is definitely something that Hasbro will need to address. But, you know, once again, I think this is the right move in terms of making our planet a lot cleaner. And I do sound like a mad hippie and such, but it's the truth, man. We get Moon Knight at the bottom, the Moon Knight show logo, and then in case you didn't know that that was Moon Knight, we get Moon Knight again here, Disney Plus. We get a cool image of Moon Knight here on the side, same image here, and then a different image on the back, which is awesome looking. You get a write up here, so pause that now if you want to read that. And then we get the figures in the wave. So this is getting hyped up, this wave. A lot of folk absolutely loving it, and I must agree, it does look pretty damn good. It's a Build-A-Figure Ultron from the What If show, and that looks pretty cool. We get Mr. Knight, which, you know, I just much prefer this look to Moon Knight. I'm not too interested in picking him up. We get Miss Marvel. Once again, a cool figure. I'm tempted. The show was good. I wasn't crazy about it. Not crazy enough to pick the figure up. She-Hulk, I think I'm definitely going to pick this thing up eventually. It looks like one of the best head sculpts of all time in figure form. Like, I definitely need to pick that up. Then we get the Hawkeye figures, and a lot of folk hyped on them. A lot of folk bigging them up. It's just not cutting it. Like the Kate Bishop one especially, the likeness just isn't fully there for me. Then we get Hawkeye once again, like really good likeness, probably the best Hawkeye likeness in 6-inch, but just once again there's something a wee bit off that's not pushing me to pick them up. And then I'm not too bothered about Sharon Carter, but I am bothered about Moon Knight, so let's bust this guy out the box and take a closer look at him. And here is Moon Knight out of the packaging, and yes, I think this might end up being top 5 figures of the year for me. This thing looks so damn good. Like, This is a Marvel Legends figure. It feels so premium, like the sculpt is just on another level. I think it just looks fantastic. Let's do what we always do and take a closer look at the accessories. We get one pair of interchangeable hands, and it's just the fisted hands, the clobbering time hands. Not much to say on these. Glad we get them. Nice sculpt. It's keeping the costume sculpt pretty decent over these fisted hands. So yeah, glad we get them. And then we get the batarangs. What are these even called? Moonarangs? Terrible joke. But these are nice. We get two of these, and I'm glad we get two. Nice sculpted detail around the sides there, and a really nice gold paint as well. Flip it round, you can see we've got a wee kind of handle thing. That's just going to help Moon Knight hold them, I guess. We'll slot them in later on and just see how that looks. But yeah, these are really cool, and I'm glad we get two of them. And that's it on the accessories front. This figure does retail around £25, so it's not quite the £33 new Marvel Legends price mark, but it is more expensive than the £22 retail price mark. Yeah, like £25. Maybe an alternative head with this thing would have been nice. I mean, it definitely would have been nice, especially for that. Yeah, give us an alternative head for that price mark, come on. But then we get the figure itself, and oh man, this just looks so damn good. I can't stop saying that. But just all the sculpted detail, like, let's take a closer look at the hood first. Get that really nice moon logo in the middle there. Really nice detailing going around the edge. Sculpted lines over the top. A wee dip in the hood as well. I love the look of that. And then we get the face sculpt. I am going to attempt and take this head off later in the video because I do have this Poe Dameron figure, and I really want to see what this head looks like on here, if it even comes off. I want to know the script, because I would love an alternative Mark or Steven head sculpt for this figure. And I think this is a pretty good likeness. I saw someone on Reddit saying that there wasn't any good Oscar Isaac head sculpts in the Black Series line. I think this is pretty decent. I think it would do the trick as a placeholder until Hasbro or some customizer gives us a really good one. So I do hope that this thing will fit on here. And I think that this could maybe pass as like a casual outfit for him in the show. Of course, he is a mercenary, so it's not too far away. Just ignore the Star Wars logo and you'll be sound, right? I don't know. But back to the figure. Oh man, that middle logo looks awesome. We get that moon kind of strapped into his costume there. Really nice paint for the silver background. That kind of grey silvery colour really looks good. I'm just hyping this figure up way too much. Don't worry, I can hear it myself. I do apologise, but I'm just so stoked on this thing. The gold in between all that sculpted fabric just looks great. And get the gold up here. This thing is pinless as well, just adding to that premium feel with the figure. I really like the gold just intertwined throughout. Really like the gauntlets there. We gold round the rest. Man, this thing just looks so damn good. The belt. Yeah, I'm just not really seeing anything to complain about. That looks so good. That looks so damn good. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying it looks damn good. Yeah, like, that just looks great. The sculpted detail in the legs. Get the wee moons on the knee as well. I think the character design for the show was just fantastic. Really good job at translating Moon Knight from the comics into a modern TV show. And then Hasbro's came along and went, let's just go ham on this thing. And they've delivered. I mean, there's not much else to say. This thing is just outstanding. The cape is getting a wee bit annoying. The way it's sculpted, it's not like symmetrical, if you know what I mean. Like, it comes round to this side. I do wish it was more neutral, I think. I do like how it is a bit different. I like how it's not neutral, but I wish it was neutral. That doesn't make any sense. But I don't know, it's just a kind of balance thing. He did fall on me earlier. Maybe it just needs played around with a wee bit. I don't know, maybe it would look better if it was more neutral, but at the same time I don't mind it. Nicely sculpted, coloured cape, not too much to complain there, but maybe I do wish it was more normal looking. I'm just looking for something to complain about, to be honest, because I don't want to sound like I'm a complete fanboy for this thing. So I'm just going to do a quick comparison with this new Moon Knight Marvel Legends. Here we have our new one, and here is the old Toy Biz. I think this came out in 2006, and just talk about an upgrade. I mean, this just looks night and day. So cool to see. I do really like this figure. I still like it. Of course, it is crazy outdated looking, and then to see Hasbro just give us something like this, what, 14 years on, yeah, a couple more than that, 16 years on. Wow, 16 years is crazy. Damn, like that's what I'm talking about with the cape. Yeah, I think his cape is just throwing him off balance a little, and that's why he keeps falling. Yeah, just to wrap this up, both of these are great figures, and it is crazy to see how far. I mean, of course, this is sort of a different company. Hasbro kind of, Toy Biz transformed into Hasbro. Hasbro took the license, used a lot of their sculpts, and then now this is what is getting delivered. It is just insanely cool to see, and I hope we keep getting figures to this standard at that lower price mark for years to come. Okay, I do just want to say his head popped off really easily, so that is a good first step. Let's try and take this one off, because this was the craziest head sculpt to take off a body I've ever had to try. Like, it was so hard to get this thing off, so let's go for it.
3 hours later.
Holy crap, like that is just insane to try and get this thing off. So if you've done the same as me, and you've got this Poe Dameron figure to swap the heads, it takes some brute force to get this thing off the peg, but let's see if it will go on after all that. Nah, not really. I think the peg is just a wee bit too big, so I'm gonna mod this. I'm gonna file away, because that does look like it could be pretty damn cool. So I'm just gonna soften this up and just file away around the sides, and hopefully at one point I will get this thing on, because I'm not putting this back on the Poe Dameron body and trying to get it off again. That is an absolute mission. I feel like my hands are torn up. So I'll try and run over all the articulation on this figure. You can get the head moving left and right. We'll pivot around a wee bit. Yeah, it's going to struggle to move up and down. The cape's restricting it, the hood's restricting it, but there is some movement there. Get the arm moving about that far up, which is pretty decent. Upper bicep cut here, and then you get the double jointed elbows, and the wrist is gonna rotate around, and I think it will move just kind of up and down a wee bit there. Same articulation in this arm, you get that torso articulation, so there is a wee bit of an ab crunch going on, but not a great. Get it moving pretty far back, and yeah, it's gonna go about that far forward. I'm not too bothered about that, because the sculpt is just so sick. You can get the leg kicking about that far forward, but not very far back, and about that far out. Can you move? Yeah, you can't really. Oh well, it'll move at the torso, but there's nothing in the waist area there. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and yeah, you can get the foot moving backwards and forwards, and that'll pivot around as well. So the articulation is decent for this piece. The sculpt and everything, the costume is just going to restrict that movement a wee bit. And so there we have it for this new Marvel Legends Moon Knight figure, and I've said everything that I have to say. This thing is epic. It just feels like a premium figure, another level from Marvel Legends that maybe we've not really seen before. Just the sculpt is amazing, and yeah, it does restrict the movement a wee bit, but I think it's worth it. This thing looks awesome. I love the moonerangs that we're given. We get one pair of interchangeable hands. I would have loved an alternative head sculpt with Oscar Isaac's likeness on it. yeah, this thing is awesome. I've hyped it up way too much in this video, I will admit. Maybe I have went a bit too far, but I do love it, man. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. While you're down there, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'll leave the link to my Instagram in the description below, and feel free to hop on over to the channel page as well, because there are plenty of other Marvel Legends videos over there as well as others, so it'd mean a lot if you could check that out. Thank you so much for watching this video right here, and as always, I'll catch yous on the flip flop later. Cheers.